All right, so day two in the books here at the French Open. Play was stopped due to rain, unfortunately, this afternoon. So I'm able to make this video now. Now that the every match is either complete or has been stopped. So let's go ahead and talk about today's matches, and then look ahead to what's to come tomorrow. So first things first, let's start with Nadal and talk about how competitive that match has been. Bolelli has looked fantastic. I've watched bits and pieces of that match, and he really has played well. I mean, he's come out and just tried to redline and take huge swings at the ball and try to hit a bunch of winners, and he's done a pretty good job of that. Those first two sets much more competitive than I think the score lines indicate. And really, right now he's down 6-4, 6-3, and up 3-love in the third set. I think for him to take 10 games, period, is just very impressive. I hope he wins that third set because I feel like he deserves it. Obviously, I don't think he's going to win the match, but credit to him for battling and playing well. So that's a good place to start, and let's go ahead and continue with the other men's seeds. John Isner is up 2 sets to none on Noah Rubin. Richard Gasquet with an easy win over Seppi. He only lost 4 games. That was kind of surprising how easily he got through that match. Diego Schwartzman, 6-1, 6-3, 6-1. No surprise there against Emery. Sam Querrey with a surprisingly, at least to me, convincing win over Tiafoe. A little bit disappointing to see Tiafoe go down so easy. I thought he was going to win this match. Those first 2 sets, wow. Very surprising. Querrey has not really played much on clay this year, but good win for Sam. Albert Ramos Vinolas, easy win over Kukushkin in 3 sets. Let's see. Dominic Thiem, easy win over Ivashka. Djokovic, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 over Dutra-Silva. I saw a little bit of the highlights. He looked fine. Just not much emotion from him. I mean, he's almost going through the motions when he plays, it seems like. But the tennis looked pretty good. So, good win for him, and we'll see if he can build on it. Borna Coric upsetting, on paper, Philip Kohlschreiber in 4 sets. I had a feeling this was going to be a pretty competitive match. That's a great win for Coric, and I think he can really make a run now that he got by Kohlschreiber. So good win there. Batista Gut in 5 sets over Easterman. Stan Wawrinka losing in 5 sets to Garcia Lopez. Tough one for Stan. I had a feeling this was going to be a tough match for him. I don't know how much is left for him there, but he battled, but ultimately not enough. So we'll see if he can kind of right the ship in the coming months. Obviously, he loses a lot of points because he was the finalist from last year. So I don't know what his ranking's going to tumble to, but it's obviously going to drop quite a bit. And then the last seed to play was Gilles Miller, and he lost in 4 sets to Ernest Gulbis. Another upset, but I don't think really too much of an upset. A good win for Gulbis. He's a former, I believe, semifinalist here. So always good to see Gulbis, the entertainer, get a win. All right, other notable results. I'm just going to look through here and see. How about Trungelliti replacing Kyrgios in the draw, driving from, I want to say, somewhere in Spain, I think Barcelona, and getting to the site today and then winning his match against Tomic. That's incredible. Great story. Always good to see a lucky loser win, and the way he did it was just incredible. So that's an awesome result. Jaume Munar coming from 2 sets down to beat his countryman David Ferrer. He won it 3-6, 3-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-5. That's incredible. I don't think Ferrer has blown too many 2-set leads in his career, if I'm not mistaken. So good to see the young Spaniard get a win. He's got Djokovic next. I hope that's a competitive match. I think there's a potential to be. Okay, Casper Ruud, very excited to see this result. He almost blew a 2-set lead against Thompson, but he does prevail in 5 sets. I like this kid's game a lot. I watched him play a couple matches a year ago in that great run that he had in Rio. Kid's got a great clay game, great forehand. I think he has some potential, so I'm glad he got that win. Let's see. I think that's about it. Some other results here that aren't too surprising, but go ahead and move on to the women now. see here. All right, we'll go ahead and start off with the seeds. Elise Mertens is up 3-love in the third set against Lipchenko. That was suspended. Rybarikova, easy win in her match. Coco Vandeweghe, 6-4, 6-4, good win for her. I put her on upset alert yesterday. I was a little concerned, for her in this match, but I'm glad she got through. Same thing with Madison Keys, 6-3, 6-3. Let's see. Caroline Wozniacki had no trouble with Danielle Collins, 7-6, 6-1. Mladenovic did go down to Petkovic, not overly surprising. Kasatkina, straight sets against Kanepi. Sevastova upset in 3 sets against Duque Marino. I like Sevastova's game a lot, so I'm a little disappointed to see her go down. Kvitova played, I believe, one of the better matches of the day. It sounded like the match was really high quality. She won 3-6, 6-1, 7-5 over Septe Roig. So she continues her good run and gets through. Suarez-Navarro, with the loss of just one game against Kanya, 6-love, 6-1. I don't know what has happened to Kanya. She, I think, made a nice run a couple of years ago at the U.S. Open, and it looked like she had a lot of potential, and she just got demolished today, so that's a little disappointing. But, I mean, Suarez-Navarro, good on clay, so not too surprising, I guess. And then Osaka, 6-2, 7-5 over Kenin. Other results, Azarenka going down today in straight sets to Siniakova. That's, again, another good player losing in that section of the draw, so we're definitely going to have a surprise quarterfinalist. That to me is an upset for sure. What else? Belinda Bencic, I'm very glad that she got the win. She was down a set but came back to win her match against an Italian player I've never heard of, Chiesa, it looks like. So I'm glad to see Belinda get through. I think that's about it. Sharapova's match didn't happen today because of the rain, so that gets pushed to tomorrow. And speaking of tomorrow, let's go ahead and preview tomorrow's matches. So the last day of round 1. And starting off with the men, Denis Shapovalov against John Millman. I think Shapovalov will have no trouble getting through that match. And I love Denis's game, so I hope he does win. Del Potro sounds like he is going to play. I know there had been some concerns with injury, but it sounds like he is going to play. He'll play Mahut tomorrow. And if he's healthy, I think he'll get through that match. Anderson and Lorenzi. Definitely a situation where you got a good clay court player. He's the underdog, but he's a good clay court player against the favorite, and hopefully this produces a pretty tight match. I think it will. Ultimately, I think Anderson will win, but this seems like a match that's destined to go 4 or 5 sets. Cilic, the 3 seed against Duckworth. That seems like an easy match for him. Fognini against Andahar, who I guess has come back and made a real resurgence in his career. Good for him, but Fognini I like in that match. Jack Sock has an easy matchup here against Zopp. I hope he wins, but I don't think any match for him is straightforward at this point. He's just not gotten any results this year. But we'll see if he's focused. He should win. Kyle Edmund against the young Aussie, Alex de Minaur, who hasn't, I don't think, done much on clay in his career, so Edmund should win that. Adrian Manarino against Steve Johnson. That seems like a toss-up to me. Johnson, I think, won Houston, so he's had some results on clay in his career. That I would tip that as one of those 5 setters that could go either way. And then Burditch and Jeremy Chardy, that has potential to be close, I think. And then Lopez and Stahovsky. I think Lopez gets the job done there. That's it for the seeds. Just looking through here, I don't see really too many other potential matchups. Obviously, Rafa to finish his match. I think that's about it. All right, let's finish off with the women's matches for tomorrow. So Kerber takes on fellow German Bartel. Ashley Barty is in action against a Russian whose name I cannot pronounce. I think she had a pretty good run last week, so I think she'll get through. She's one of my favorite players on the women's side. I love her variety, so I'm always excited to see if she can make a deep run. Gavrilova and Kirstea, that seems like a toss-up to me. And then I think one of the most intriguing first-round matches on the women's side is Muguruza going up against Kuznetsova. I didn't even know Kuznetsova had fallen out of the seedings. I didn't know her ranking had fallen that far. That has huge upset potential, obviously. Kuznetsova, a former champion here, and Muguruza, as good as she is on her best day, she can lose to anybody. So that's a match I'll be keeping my eye on for sure. Garcia against Dwan. I guess she could lose that match, but I don't think so. Burton's, she's definitely one of those clay court players that will play above her seeding. She's 18 here, but she's one of the contenders to go deep. She's got Sabalenka. Let's see. And I guess the second round also begins tomorrow. I didn't even realize that, but it says here that Wozniacki is playing tomorrow, so she's playing on back-to-back days. I don't know if that could possibly be right, but that's what it says. So, same thing with Osaka against Diaz. So yeah, that's weird. But Wozniacki, I guess, looked good today, so she should keep winning. And then Osaka against Diaz, I think she'll win that match. Julia Gerges and Cibulkova. Cibulkova's really fallen recently, but I think she just either won a tournament or made the final. So I would give her a favorable chance at an upset. And then number 1 seed Halep against Ali Risk, who's not a clay court player at all. Should be very easy for Halep. And then Serena in action against Pliskova, the other Pliskova. We'll see what she looks like. I mean, she has not played much at all, and I don't expect her to win this tournament just given everything, her recovery and her lack of match play. But we'll see what she looks like tomorrow in that one. Let's see. All right, I think that's about it as far as interesting matches for tomorrow. So we're almost through round 1. Let me know what your thoughts are on what you've seen and what you expect going forward. And I will be back hopefully tomorrow with a recap and another preview. All right, thanks guys.